What up? It's on a sick one to sobriety. My name is Rob, and I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. Today, we're gonna get into tweakers like me borrowing money from people, knowing damn well that there's no intentions on ever paying it back. Because how we gonna pay it back? We ain't got no money. We ain't got no income. We ain't got no job. It's your fault for letting me borrow some money. Nah, it's like, nah, it's fucked up. I know it's fucked up that we shouldn't do that. Because the money I borrowed from people is the price that I paid to end the friendship. For them to lose all their respect for me and never look at me the same way again. And honestly, it's fucked up. And it's a few people that I always hold dear in my heart because I know they were just looking out for me, trying to do the best for me. And I screwed them over without blinking an eye. And I think I still owe my cousin $20 from 2016. God damn. If you ever if you ever see this and you remember, cousin, for all your $20, let me know. I'll Zell you. So these two people that I sought out to borrow money from, I felt like there would be no consequences if I just decided that I wasn't gonna pay them back. Because I felt like how big I am, I was intimidating, but I wasn't intimidating anybody, to be honest. It was just in my head. I felt like I was like this badass, you know what I mean? But I'm not. I'm the exact opposite of fucking a badass. What a badass is. I ain't no tough guy. I ain't none of that. But these people, that's what I was trying to come off as, you know? So the first guy that I hit up for some money was one of my friends from high school. All 4 years of high school, we're together. We hung out in the same group, the same people. After high school, we still hung out because we lived in the same apartments. So we would go out to eat. We would go to the buffet. You know, I like a buffet. We would go to the buffet. We would hang out, whatever. So just one day I decided that I'm desperate. I came up with a sick ass sob story, some good lies. And let me tell y'all one thing. If you're a tweaker like me, you're gonna come up with a good sob story. You're gonna come up for a good reason why you need that money. So I told them something like, "Hey, dog, can I borrow $40? I'm trying to grow my hair back, fool, and I need to put some extensions in, and it cost me $40, dog. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna go out with my family. We're going to a party, and I just gave him a whole rundown. He didn't even think twice about it. He's like, "Yeah, fool, come to my house. I'll give you the $40. When are you gonna pay me back?" Was his follow up question. I was like, "Oh, the same fucking lie I told every single body. I'll pay you back on Friday when I get paid." Dog. That was my fucking number one go to. Pay you back on Friday when I get paid, dog. Don't even trip. He's like, "All right, okay, cool." All the trust in the world. Gave me the $40. Man, I needed those $40 because I needed to get my fix. Big time. I was stressing. I was going through it. And when I got those $40, went straight to the connect, handed it over to him, and did my thing. Eventually, it's Friday. It's time to collect the money. So my friend hits me up like, "Hey, yo, what's up, bro? Where's the money at?" I was like, "Hey, fool, it's because I don't got it, dog. This happened and this happened. I'm sorry. Let me get you next week." You already know that's when the tweaker starts lying to you. Let me get you next week. And he's like, "All right." See, this guy, my friend, he's been around tweakers his whole life. He knows what's up. He knows when it's a lie. He knows when it's BS. He's like, "All right." But he gave me the benefit of the doubt because we have been friends for so long. Next week came. I don't got it, dog. Sorry, you know what I mean? He just told me, "Don't worry about it." I never spoke to him ever again in my life. That was the end of the friendship. He paid me $40 for me to stop talking to him. And that was, at the time, I didn't care, obviously, because I was on the good one. But now when I'm realizing it, when I came down, when I'm sober, like it's fucked up. I lost a good, he was a good ass dude. I lost a good ass friend for $40. Like, stupid decisions, very stupid decisions that tweakers like me make. So that was one guy. Oh, and then eventually I ran into him at 7-Eleven right there in San Isidro. And I was doing good already. And I told him, "Hey, fool, what's up? Let me pay you back." He's like, "Nah, fool, it's cool. Don't even trip." He shook my hand. Went our separate ways. Never seen him again after that. Never been friends ever since. So that happened. Then there was this girl that I've known since back in the day, since like 2008 or something like that. And I was doing dirt bad, homie. I was gone. I was bumming head, no job, no nothing, right? And I don't know what possessed me to hit this girl up, but I told her that I needed some money for I don't know what. To this girl, I have no idea what lie I made up, but I'm sure it was something good for her. You know what's fucked up is that she had a kid. And I was willing to take that money knowing that she had a kid. And she needed that money back, obviously. She needed that money back on Friday when I get paid. But I didn't give a fuck. She lived in Spring Valley. I lived in San Isidro. What, she gonna come look for me? I doubt it. She said, yeah, I'll let you borrow the money just because I know you. You're cool. Come through. I remember I had one of my homies take me too. And I didn't even break that fool off with any money for gas. That fool took me, I picked up those $60. I have no idea what happened to the $60. I mean, obviously I assume I smoked them up. And there's a 100% chance of that being true. But then again, here comes Friday. She starts putting the pressure on me. She's like, hey, what's up, fool? I need the money. My son, this and that. And I was like, oh, sorry, since I don't have the money. I didn't get paid today. I mixed up my paydays. I actually get paid every 2 weeks. And the second week is next week on Friday. And she said, no, pues está bien, sí, pero sí me vas a pagar. Y yo, sí, te voy a pagar. Nomás déme chance hasta el otro viernes. Okay. Next Friday comes through. She starts sending me threatening text messages, dog. Like, hey, motherfucker, you better pay me if you know what's good for you. If you want to keep your fucking 3 hairs on your mustache, that I'm going to get at you this way and that way. And I was just like, oh, fuck. I was like, this fucking girl ain't going to do shit. I really wasn't scared because I knew nothing was going to happen to me. I was like, I don't got it. Sorry, what you going to do? Lost that friendship. It cost me $60 to lose that friendship. And she was a cool-ass girl. Always looked out. She's a friend of my cousin's, you know. So she knew the family, always looked out. So I could only imagine the shit she told my cousins of how fucking scandalous your boy Rob really is. Giving my cousins a side of me that they don't even know what's up now. But now I guess now they do. So I burned her for the $60. I didn't care. And then I want to say maybe 6 years, 7 years after I borrowed that money, I paid her back. I just randomly hit her up because she knew I was starting to get sober. So we were okay. It was just casual high and by here and there. And then one day I had the money and then I remembered that I owed her. So I hit her up and I was just like, hey, I want to pay you back. I'm sorry. If it counts for anything, I'm sorry for coming up on the money from you, from stealing from you and your son. Here's the money back. I understand we don't have to talk ever again. I just want to make sure I pay you back. It'll make me feel better. She's like, yeah, it's cool. Thank you for paying me back after all this time. She's like, I'm just glad that you're sober. That's really what matters. And I was like, cool. Stop talking after that. That was my subscription to her friendship, $60. At least I paid her back, but it made me feel good. And then those are the 2 people I lost due to borrowing money. Now let's talk about the guy I lost because I decided to burn him. So for no other reason, I decided to burn this homie that I don't know if I met him in 8th grade when we used to play RuneScape or it was 9th grade, but we were playing RuneScape and we're all up in it. But we've been casual. We were cool. We weren't like the best of friends, but we knew each other for years and years and years, even after high school. And then just one time, he decided to tell me that he's on deck. When you tell a tweaker that you're on deck with anything, the first thing coming out of my tweaker mouth is, hey, let me get a front. First thing, no matter who you are, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm like, hey, let me get a front. Let me check it out. Let me see if it's good, dog. Let me see if it's good. Yeah. Every single tweaker that I know from where I'm from, we bust that scandalous move. And if you ever front a sack to a tweaker from the VIA, you're getting burnt. Straight up. Straight up. So this guy was like, all right, cool. Yeah, dog, no trip. Came through. This was scandalous right here, right? We're outside in the street, in the main street of the apartments. And he pulls up, and I was like, what's up, fool? You got that? And he's like, yeah. He hooked me up with a sack. And I was like, actually, I don't know why I told him this. I was like, the homie is going to actually buy a sack, fool. Like, just hold up. And he's like, okay, cool. He gave me the stuff. I walked over into the building. Disappeared. I fucking busted a Houdini on that motherfucker. I was gone. And that fool hit me up like 10 minutes later on the Facebook Messenger. He's like, hey, fool, what's up? And he put like, ha. Like, well, where'd you go, dog? And I was like, I'm gone. I didn't even message him back. I just, I left him on red. And he fucking never hit me up again. And that was some fucking scandalous ass move. Because what if he would have came with his boys to come look for me and fuck me up? I don't know what the fuck could have happened, I don't know how serious he was about his money. But me personally, I didn't care because I felt like I could get one over on him. So it was just, hey, you fronted me a sack. I'm from the Villa. Yoinks. Thank you. And that costed our friendship right there. And eventually, down the line, when I was doing good again, I hit him up. I wanted to pay him back, and he's like, "Nah, fool. I'm just glad that you're sober, fool." Okay, cool. Works for me. Saved me $10. And I'm doing these things for very low amounts of money. I'm putting my respect on the line for very low amounts of money, and I don't care because I'm trying to smoke. I'm trying to get high. And eventually, karma's a bitch. I like to quote how my paisa homie from the Anexo used to say it, karma's a motherfucker bitch. And it's straight up. Because karma came back around and bit me in the ass. When I was already out of rehab, doing good, I was renting a room. I had a little bit of pocket change. I wasn't tripping on nothing. This friend that I had, this girl, she was in need of money. And so we started off with like building credit, you know. She would borrow $50, pay me back. Cool, $50, pay me back. And then all of a sudden she hit me with a big number. She's like, "Hey, if we think I can borrow $200?" I was like, "Yeah." $200, send it to her. She's like, "I'll pay you back on Friday." She's like, "I'll pay you back on Friday when I get paid." I should have fucking known. I should have fucking known. I was a victim of my own fucking excuse. And Friday came around. I was like, "Hey, what's up with that Skrilla?" She's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll get it to you later today." All of a sudden, I'm blocked. Blocked off of Facebook. Hit her up on Instagram. "Hey, yo, what's up with that money?" Blocked. Hit her up on the text message. "Hey, what's up with that money?" Blocked. I was like, "No fucking way. This bitch is fucking scandalous as fuck, burning me for $200." I was like, "Damn." I was like, "This is how I made all these people feel, the ones that I burned, and it sucks." Like, I was like, "Cause what did I do to deserve to get burned by her?" And I was like, "Damn, this is probably exactly what these people thought as well. What did I do for Robert to burn me? I didn't do nothing wrong. She just decided to burn me because she's a piece of shit. I was a piece of shit. That's just the way it worked out." And I learned my lesson. Never borrow money. Never borrow money when you're tweaking. Because I had friends who used to live like that. If they were tweaking, they didn't borrow money from anybody. They just did their own thing. But not me. I needed to come up. But lesson was learned. I lost friends.